of vector 1, 2, where alpha belonging to R. That means the vector xy must be of the form alpha 1, 2, that is equal to alpha and 2 alpha. Comparing coordinates, we get x is equal to alpha and y is equal to 2 alpha. Eliminating alpha here, we get y is equal to 2x or y minus 2x is equal to 0. Conversely, suppose we have a vector pq belonging to R2, alright, this is which satisfies the relation p minus twice q equal to 0. Then taking q is equal to beta, what we get is p is equal to taking p is equal to beta, what we, sorry, I done mistake now, u equal to 1, 2. So taking p equal to beta, what we get is y equal to 2x, so y minus 2x, y minus 2x. Yes, I have done mistake here. Yes, q minus 2p is equal to 0. Yes. Now take p equal to beta, and what we get is q is equal to 2 beta, and so vector pq is equal to beta 2 beta, that is equal to beta 1 2, and that implies that vector pq belongs to the subspace spanned by the vector u. That means the subspace spanned by u is nothing but equal to the straight line y minus 2x equal to 0 passing through origin and the point 1, 2. I leave it to you as an exercise that show that take these vectors u equal to 1, 0, 0, v equal to 2, 3, 5 in the space R3. Show that the subspace spanned by these two vectors is a plane passing through origin and the points u 1, 0, 0 and v 2, 3, 5. Okay, now we proceed further using the notion of linear combination. Let us take the vector space V is equal to Rn and consider its subsets S is equal to E1, E2 and E. And what is EI? EI is a n tuple with I coordinate 1 and other coordinates is equal to 0. For example, if you take n equal to 3, then E1 is equal to 1, 0, 0. E2 is equal to 1, 0, 1, 0. And E3 is equal to 0, 0 and 1. Now, let us take any vector x is equal to a1, a2, an belonging to our space Rn. Then we can see very easily that vector x can be expressed as a1 e1 plus a2 e2 plus an en. That means vector x can be expressed as a linear combination of n vectors e1, e2 and en. We claim one thing more also, that this linear combination is unique. If possible, suppose x can be expressed as b1 e1, b1 e2 and bn en. Then what we get is that n tuple a1, a2, an is the same as n tuple b1, b2 and bn. Using the definition of equality, we get a1 equal to b1, a2 is equal to b2 and an is equal to bn. Let us take this our vector space Pn, and let us take again the set S is equal to f0t equal to 1 constant polynomial, f1t is equal to t, and finally fn plus 1t is equal to t raised to n. Now take any polynomial gt. Fn plus 1 also. No, see fn. Fn is equal to fn t equal to t raised to n. Now let us take any polynomial gn equal to alpha 0 plus alpha 1 t plus alpha n t raised to n. Then we can write down this at alpha 0 f0 t plus alpha 1 f1 t plus alpha and fn t. That means each element gt belonging to Pn can be expressed as a linear combination of the elements of S. I leave it to you to prove that this linear combination is also unique. So, and now onwards, for simplicity, alright, instead of writing f0 t equal to 1, f1 t equal to t, we will denote this set by 1 t, t square and t raised to n. So we have two sets. One set is E1, E2, En in Rn, and second set is 1 t, t square, t raised to n in Pn, such that each vector can be expressed as a unique linear combination of vector space Rn and Pn respectively. Our question is, alright, we can now pose one question. Suppose V is any arbitrary vector space. Does it have such a set so that every vector of V can be expressed as a linear combination of elements of S? The answer is affirmative in general. But as far as our study is concerned, alright, we are going to give answer affirmative under certain condition on a given vector space. Now we proceed in this direction. Let us see what is the meaning of this uniqueness here. That uniqueness means here comes out something like this, that whenever alpha 1 E1 plus alpha n En equal to 0, then all the scalars alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n comes out is equal to 0. Same thing, that whenever polynomial, alright, alpha 0 plus alpha 1 t plus alpha n t raised to n equal to 0 polynomial, then using the definition of 0 polynomial, comparing coefficient on both the sides, what we get is alpha 0 equal to 0, alpha 1 equal to 0 and alpha n also is equal to 0. So if whenever the linear combination of E1, E2, En is equal to 0, any linear combination, then all the scalars are 0. When any linear combination of 1 t vectors t raised to n in Pn is equal to 0 polynomial, again all the scalars are 0. And this leads us to definition of linearly independent vectors. Let us see on the screen. Given n vectors x1, x2, xn in V, we say that these vectors are linearly independent whenever then linear combination alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha n xn equal to 0 vector. Then alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, all of them are 0. Otherwise, they are said to be linearly dependent. So, definition of linearly dependent is negation of linearly independent. And so, we have immediately the theorem that is, let us see on the screen. Vectors x1, x2, xn in V are said to be linearly independent if and only if there exist scalars alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, not all 0, such that alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha n xn is equal to 0 vector. Now our problem is that suppose you are given a known vector space V and suppose you are given k vectors x1, x2, xk, and you want to check whether these vectors are linearly independent or dependent. Then what you do? Then we consider alpha 1 x1 vector equation alpha k xk is equal to 0. Now we know the vectors x1, x2, xk. So we solve this vector equations for alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha k. We have two cases. The first case is all alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k are 0. Then the vectors x1, x2, xk are linearly independent. If there is at least one alpha I is different from 0, then vectors x1, x2, xk becomes linearly dependent. Now we extend the definition of linearly independent and dependent vectors, and then we take one example. Suppose S is any non-empty subset of vector space V. If S is a finite set and S is equal to y1, y2 and yn, then we say that the set S is linearly independent or dependent according as the vectors y1, y2, yn are linearly independent or dependent. If S is any arbitrary set, then we have on the theorem on definition, a non-empty subset S of a vector space is linearly dependent if there exists a finite subset S dash of S which is linearly dependent. But that before that theorem, let us define what we mean by set linearly independent or dependent. Any arbitrary set. If S is any arbitrary set, then we say that S is linearly independent if every finite subset of S is linearly independent. Or otherwise, we say that it is linearly dependent. And now we have next theorem is this. Let us see on the screen. Yeah. A non-empty subset S of a vector space is linearly dependent if there exists a finite subset S dash of H which is linearly dependent. Now let me solve one example. Suppose I take the set S is equal to 1, 2 and 3, 5. I want to see whether this set is linearly independent or dependent, and for that I take the vector equation alpha 2 plus beta 3, 5 is equal to 0 vector, and that all of us know that nothing but 0, 0. And that implies alpha plus 3 beta 2 alpha plus 5 beta, that is equal to 0, 0. And so what we get is alpha plus 3 beta is equal to 0, 2 alpha plus 5 beta is also equal to 0. Solving this for alpha and beta, it is very obvious to see that alpha equal to beta equal to 0. Now let us take this set. We add one more vector. 1 0. And we want to check whether these vectors are linearly independent or dependent. Then again we take the vector equation alpha 1 2 beta 3 5 plus gamma 1 0, and that is equal to 0 vector, or that is equal to 0 0. And so what we get? Alpha plus 3 beta plus gamma 2 alpha plus 5 beta equal to 0 0. This implies we have two equations, 3 beta plus gamma is equal to 0, 2 alpha plus 5 beta is equal to 0. Take alpha equal to t. Then from this equation we get beta is equal to minus 2 upon 5 alpha. Alpha, and that is equal to minus twice t upon 5. Putting this value of alpha and beta in the first equation, what we get is 2 minus 6t upon 5 plus gamma is equal to 0, and that implies minus t upon 5 plus gamma is equal to 0, or gamma is equal to t upon 5. Now taking t equal to 1, what we get here is that 1 into 1 2, what is your beta? Minus 2 upon 5 vector 3 5, and what is gamma now? T upon 5 plus 1 upon 5 into 1 0. This is equal to 0 0, and that implies that this set becomes linearly dependent. Now I leave it to you with one exercise to show that the set 1 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1 1, this set is linearly independent in R3. We will use short abbreviation LI for